Hey guys. Okay, so I'm writing this series on empowering yourself. And I've decided that with each blog post on empowerment, I'm going to do a corresponding video just talking about the topic a little bit more um, and going maybe a little bit more in depth and explaining things because there's only so many things that you can say in words typed out. So I'm doing this because there's so much that happens just in life in general, and navigating and figuring it out and staying true to yourself and keeping that feeling of, okay, I know what I'm doing, I have control of my life. It's really hard to keep that up. Things happen, you do things, work sucks, days are good and they're bad, and sometimes you're just like, what is happening? And so everything that I'm sharing in this series is based on things that I've done that have helped me, and I'm hoping that by passing them on, maybe they'll help you. And so I still haven't figured out how many blog posts are going to be because it's a work in progress, but I've started putting out some of the posts. Step 1 was released last week, Step 2 is coming out tomorrow, and then Step 3 on Sunday, and then Step 4 next Wednesday. And so I've got those 4 for you coming up, and I'm working on the next batch. So keep an eye out for them. If you're interested, you can head over to my blog. It's ub3.com. Link is in the description. But so for step 1, the first thing you have to do to empower yourself is really know who you are, right? So step 1 is know thyself. And what do I mean when I say this, right? This sounds really basic and really dumb, but I'm not talking about, oh, what's your favorite color and what do you do for fun on the weekends? I'm talking about what makes you tick, what makes you happy, what makes you unhappy, what helps you relax at the end of the day. What is it that gets you motivated and going? Sorry, my cat is about to jump in front of the screen. What are those things? What are the things that you value in life? And so what I've learned, and I had a cousin who told me this, and then the therapist that I was seeing told me I should do this as well. She basically was like, make a list. What is it, whatever comes to your mind, from in any particular order, what are the things that you value? And so I have a list here somewhere. Here it is. Okay. So I'll read off some of the things that I wrote down. So I started out with like family. I value my friends. I value a strong work ethic. I value ambition. And a lot of this, I was kind of thinking in terms of also dating, because what do I look for in the other person? What is it that I think is important to have? I value traveling. I value being honest and not being fake. Integrity, people who are not passive aggressive. Now you can see it's turning into the things that I value for myself. I value being frugal, collecting experiences and not things. I value sleeping. I value my cat. Optimism, people who listen to me and my ideas, people who make me feel like my voice is being heard and don't drown me out. I value feeling validated, and knowing that other people value my opinion and that my opinion matters. I value hot showers, hot coffee and tea, any kind of delicious food. I'm a foodie. I value books and having time to read. I value keeping promises, humor, being nice, being considerate and thoughtful, punctuality, people who are supportive, no lying or cheating. And so that's what I have so far. And this list was not written in one day. This took time because what I found is once you start writing and you get kind of the basics out of the way, basics being like I value my family, my friends, and my job, you start kind of getting into the nitty-gritty of what are the little things that help me form my relationships, that drive me in my relationships, and things like that. So the first thing you need to do is make a list and work on this list a little bit every day or once a week. I have this handy dandy little journal that I keep all kinds of random notes in. I have a list for my values. I have a list for things that I fear, for things that I'm good at, for things that I'm bad at. A list for everything. And I look at it regularly, and it's a nice reminder to know that I'm good at some things, and it's a reminder of the things that I need to work on. And it reinforces myself for me, if that makes sense. It makes me say, okay, like this is me. And this really represents who I am. This is what I care about. And once you've done that, you can start leading a life that's centered around these principles, right? So a lot of what I said in here, honesty, integrity, keeping promises, punctuality, if you live your life based on principles instead of based on what other people think or how you're going to be judged or what's popular, if you live your don't do that, but if you live your life based on these principles, you are more likely to have more control over everything, right? Because if you're living your life in a certain way, you're going to have that expectation on others, no matter what they think, no matter what anyone thinks. You're just doing what you think is best for you. If you're living your life in that way, and based on those principles, then what anyone else thinks is never going to matter, right? And so you will never be affected by their behavior. You'll never be affected by the comments that they make. And how empowering is that, right? So you're in a way taking back control of your own destiny, in a sense. You're taking back control of your emotions in that they're not so affected by outside influences. And you can make strides to better yourself and make sure that all of your actions are matching your values too, right? And that's empowering in and of itself because you have control now and you have a solid guide as to how you can live your life. And so I have on my blog post a downloadable list template. It's basically an Excel sheet with multiple lists already pre-formed for you. And all you have to do is fill them out, continue filling them out. There's a list for everything. Things that you value at work, things that you value in life, things that you are scared of, things that you're good at. And the idea is to use it as a guide to say, okay, this is me, this is what I need to work on, this is what I'm good at. These are the things I value, and so these are the principles that I'm going to make sure that I live my life by so that I come across as being someone who has that integrity, who's living life the way I think others should live their lives, right? And so, yeah, that's the first step. The first step is just getting to know yourself, walking the walk, and talking the talk. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I would love to hear your comments about how or steps that you've taken to get to know yourselves better, to improve yourselves, to identify your values, and how you've incorporated that knowledge into your everyday life. Head over to the blog and check out the downloadable and see if you can start making changes in your own life in regards to identifying the things that really matter to you and taking back control and empowering yourself. So, yeah, that's it for step 1. Stay tuned for step 2 coming out tomorrow. It's all about finding your squad and how you can build up a community of people around yourself to, again, help empower you and lift you up and guide you in a way that you carry that strength in all of your endeavors. So stay tuned. A video on that will be coming out next week. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and I'll see you soon.